Are you slowly poisoning yourself without even knowing it? Nearly 80% of older Americans believe they're eating healthy. But what if they're actually chewing on the very foods that could trigger a stroke? Not junk food, not sugar, but a common vegetable found in almost every kitchen. The vegetables you think are helping your blood vessels may actually be silently blocking the flow of blood to your brain. In this video, I'm going to reveal 10 seemingly harmless vegetables that could be hidden stroke triggers, and then show you 5 hero veggies that help cleanse your arteries and protect your brain. Stick around until the very end, because the most dangerous one is at number 1, and I'll give you a clear daily plan to protect your brain and heart starting today. Number 1. Okra, the natural shield for brain arteries. It might sound strange, but it's true. Okra, the slimy, often overlooked vegetable, could actually be nature's brain vessel medicine, especially if you're managing your blood sugar. One of the most silent killers of your blood vessels? Post-meal blood sugar spikes. Excess glucose doesn't just mess with your hormones. Over time, it scratches, erodes, and weakens the delicate lining of small arteries, including those in the brain. And it only takes one tiny clot in those vessels to trigger a devastating stroke. That's where okra steps in. Inside this odd little pod is a special soluble fiber called mucilage, which forms a gel-like substance in your gut. This gel traps and slows down sugar absorption, turning a potential blood sugar tsunami into a gentle, controlled stream. This simple mechanism reduces pressure on your arteries and helps prevent long-term damage from diabetes, one of the top stroke risk factors after 60. If you've ever skipped okra because of its texture, it might be time to reconsider. Just a few slices a day can be a soft yet powerful shield to protect your brain, one meal at a time. Number 2. Beets, nature's key to lowering blood pressure. That deep crimson color of beets? It's not just for looks, it's actually a sign of its stroke-fighting power, the ability to lower blood pressure, the number 1 risk factor for strokes. As we age, our arteries start losing their flexibility, much like rusty pipes that collect buildup over time. What happens next? Your heart has to pump harder to push blood through, increasing pressure inside those stiff, narrowed vessels. And that's especially dangerous for the thin, fragile arteries in the brain. This is where beets come in. Beets are packed with natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. No, a powerful molecule that relaxes and opens up blood vessels like a natural lubricant. Nitric oxide lowers resistance in your arteries, improves blood flow, and most importantly, boosts oxygen and nutrient delivery to your brain. This doesn't just reduce blood pressure, it protects against both ischemic, clot-caused, and hemorrhagic, bleed-caused strokes. Just half a beet, boiled, roasted, or juiced, added to your daily routine can help clean and soften your circulation system, boosting brain longevity and keeping your heart strong. Number 3. Purple cabbage, the anti-inflammatory firefighter for your arteries. When people think of cabbage, most picture the classic green kind. But if you're looking for a true ally for your brain and cardiovascular system, purple cabbage is the real standout in the cruciferous family. Why? Because strokes aren't just caused by high cholesterol or blood pressure. There's a quieter, more dangerous culprit at play: chronic inflammation in your blood vessels. Imagine the inside of your arteries as having a slow-burning fire. That inflammation makes vessel walls rough, fragile, and sticky. Once that happens, cholesterol and immune cells cling to the damage like grime in an old pipe, building up over time and narrowing the path for blood to flow. If one of those plaques breaks loose and forms a clot, a stroke can happen in a heartbeat. That's where the bold purple hue of cabbage comes to the rescue. That color comes from anthocyanins, a group of powerful antioxidants. Think of them as mobile fire extinguishers inside your body. They put out tiny inflammatory sparks, keeping your artery walls smooth, clean, and less prone to injury. Just one small bowl of purple cabbage a day. whether tossed in a salad, lightly steamed, or stir-fried, can give your body a natural suit of armor against stroke, calming down the silent threats building up inside your bloodstream. 4. Spinach, the brain artery's natural filter. We've all heard about spinach being rich in iron, thanks to Popeye. But when it comes to stroke prevention, its real power lies in a lesser-known warrior, folate. Here's why. Your blood naturally contains an amino acid called homocysteine. But when homocysteine levels get too high, it acts like an acid, corroding the delicate lining of your blood vessels. These damaged spots become weak points, ideal places for blood clots to form, dramatically increasing your stroke risk. That's when folate in spinach steps up. Folate acts like a biological filter, helping break down and remove excess homocysteine before it can harm your arteries. Eating just one bowl of spinach per day, whether boiled, sautéed, or raw in a salad, is like sending a cleanup crew through your blood vessels, quietly protecting the critical lifelines that deliver blood to your brain. And if you pair spinach with other dark leafy greens, this protective barrier becomes even stronger and more effective. Or 5. Kale, the multi-layer shield for your brain's blood vessels. Kale was once the darling of the health food world, and this time it truly earns that title. If you had to pick just one leafy green to fight stroke risk, kale should be near the top of your list. Why? Because it targets multiple risk factors all at once. First off, kale is naturally rich in potassium. While most Americans consume far too much sodium from fast food and processed meals, potassium helps balance that pressure. It works like a counterweight, flushing excess sodium from the body, relaxing blood vessels, and lowering blood pressure naturally. Second, kale contains high levels of vitamin K1, which acts like a traffic controller for calcium in your body. Instead of letting calcium build up and stick to artery walls, causing stiff, hardened vessels, vitamin K helps direct it to where it belongs, your bones and teeth. This keeps your blood vessels supple, flexible, and less prone to damage over time. In short, kale is a well-rounded warrior. It soothes blood pressure, protects vessel walls, and prevents harmful calcification. Whether it's tossed into smoothies or lightly sautéed with garlic, just one bowl of kale a day could be one of the simplest ways to protect your brain for the long haul. But here's the catch. No matter how strong your fortress is, if there's a traitor inside the gates, danger still lurks. Coming up next, you'll uncover 10 vegetables you thought were healthy but may be silently sabotaging your arteries. And the #1 worst offender might just shock you. Number 1. Canned tomatoes. The healthy imposter in a dangerous package. It's time to expose the most deceptive threat of all. And no, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. Canned tomatoes top the danger list. Fresh tomatoes? Fantastic. The real problem lies not in the fruit, but in the can it comes in. Most food cans are lined with a plastic resin that contains BPA, bisphenol A, a chemical proven to disrupt hormones, raise blood pressure, and harm your cardiovascular system. And with tomatoes, the danger is amplified. Their natural acidity accelerates the leaching of BPA into the food, making canned tomatoes a ticking time bomb in disguise. But that's not the only problem. Canned tomatoes are often loaded with salt to extend shelf life. The result? A dangerous combo of hormone-disrupting chemicals and excess sodium, two of the worst offenders when it comes to artery damage and stroke risk. So what's the solution? Simple. Choose fresh tomatoes or those packed in glass jars whenever possible. If you must go canned, look for BPA-free labels and rinse the tomatoes with clean water to wash away some of the excess salt. Small changes like this can help you avoid a hidden health trap and take one smart step toward protecting your heart and brain. Number 2. Bottled vegetable juice, a healthy mask. Hiding salt. Think you're making a smart health choice by grabbing a bottle of veggie juice instead of a soda. Sounds reasonable until you realize that behind that green and clean label may be a salt bomb just waiting to explode inside your blood vessels. One serving of bottled vegetable juice, like V8, can contain up to 30%, even 50% of your entire recommended daily sodium intake. It's a fast and forceful punch to your circulatory system. Blood pressure spikes, vessel walls stretch under pressure, and your heart is forced to work overtime, all because you were just trying to get some vitamins. Here's the catch. You're consuming concentrated sodium without fiber, a key element that helps slow down absorption and keep blood pressure stable. So what's the solution? Read the label carefully. Look specifically for low-sodium options. Better yet, eat fresh vegetables or blend them at home into smoothies. That way you retain all the fiber and nutrients without added salt or hidden risks. What seems like a health boost can sometimes be the Achilles heel in your stroke prevention journey. Don't let that innocent-looking green juice fool you. 3. Eggplant, a sponge. Soaking up artery, clogging fats. Eggplant, on its own, isn't the enemy, but how we cook it often is. With its spongy, porous texture, eggplant absorbs oil like a vacuum. When fried or sautéed in heavy oil, as in dishes like eggplant parmigiana or battered eggplant, it soaks up not just flavor, but also large amounts of saturated and trans fats. And here's the problem. These fats raise LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that contributes to the formation of arterial plaque. Over time, that plaque builds up, narrowing blood flow and potentially cutting off oxygen to the brain, resulting in a stroke. But there's good news. Cooking method matters. Try roasting eggplant with a light coating of olive oil, or grill it to bring out its natural sweetness without flooding your arteries with fat. Same vegetable, two completely different health outcomes. You don't need to give up eggplant. You just need to rescue it from the frying pan. Number 4. Salad dressing, the backstabber. Hiding on your healthy plate. You did everything right, loaded your plate with leafy greens, added fiber-packed, anti-inflammatory veggies. Then in just one innocent-looking drizzle, you may have undone it all. Most store-bought salad dressings, especially creamy ones like Ranch, Caesar, or Thousand Island, are a cocktail of harmful ingredients. Industrial seed oils like soybean or corn oil, known to fuel chronic inflammation. Added sugars, which spike your blood glucose. High sodium, which raises blood pressure quickly. In essence, you're pouring a stroke trigger over your heart-healthy salad. But there's a simple fix. Make your own dressing at home. Here's an easy, go-to recipe. 1 part extra virgin olive oil. 1 part apple cider vinegar or balsamic. A dash of black pepper or minced garlic. In just seconds, you'll have a dressing that's not only flavorful, but also genuinely heart-friendly. Don't let one spoonful sabotage your whole plate. Once you identify these hidden enemies, you take back control of your meals and your long-term health. 5. Corn, the sugar bomb. Disguised as a vegetable corn, especially the golden sweet corn that's a staple at summer BBQs, is often seen as a harmless veggie. But here's a surprising truth. Corn acts more like sugar inside your body. It's packed with fast-digesting starch and has a high glycemic index, meaning your blood sugar spikes quickly after eating it. Your pancreas has to respond rapidly by releasing a surge of insulin to bring those sugar levels down. Repeat this process enough times, and it can start damaging your blood vessels, increase insulin resistance, and ultimately raise your risk of stroke related to diabetes. If you're managing weight, diabetes, or high blood pressure, corn isn't the most ideal choice. But you don't have to cut it out completely. Eat corn as a side dish, in small portions only. Pair it with lean protein, like chicken breast or fish, and healthy fats, like avocado or olive oil, to slow down sugar absorption. Looking for smarter swaps? Try vegetables like broccoli, green beans, cauliflower. The key isn't banning corn, it's understanding how it impacts your body and making better choices to protect your blood vessels and brain. Number 6. Pickled vegetables, the salt trap. masquerading as a snack. Pickles, olives, sauerkraut, or any kind of pickled veggie might look like a healthy snack. But the truth is, they're often soaked in a brine of concentrated salt. Just a few slices of pickles can deliver 500 to 800 milligallons of sodium. That's up to a third of your recommended daily intake in one small serving. For anyone over 60 or with high blood pressure, it's like pouring gasoline on a slow-burning fire inside your arteries. Why is this so dangerous? Excess salt constricts blood vessels, increases internal pressure, and over time can tear or rupture arteries in the brain, leading to hemorrhagic stroke. High sodium also causes fluid retention, forcing your heart to work harder, especially risky if you have heart disease or diabetes. Simple fix? If you crave that crunchy, tangy flavor, try fresh cucumber slices tossed with apple cider vinegar, garlic, and black pepper. Or make your own pickles at home using vinegar and herbs, no added salt needed. You'll keep the flavor, but cut down the stroke risk. Remember, even a small food choice, if it's the wrong one, can be the last straw, breaking down the heart protection you've built over a lifetime. Number 7. Creamed vegetables, the velvety cloak that clogs your arteries. It sounds harmless. Creamed spinach, creamed corn, classic comfort sides on American dinner tables. But behind that rich, buttery flavor lies a dangerous trap: saturated fat overload. The veggies aren't the problem, it's the creamy coating they're dressed in. Cream, butter, and cheese might make it taste indulgent, but they also deliver loads of saturated fat, which raises LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. And LDL acts like cement, forming plaques inside your arteries that narrow blood flow and increase your stroke risk. Smarter and tastier solutions? Sauté spinach with garlic and a spoonful of olive oil. Steam or lightly roast your veggies with a pinch of sea salt and black pepper. Let the natural flavor shine. No need to drown them in heavy sauces that put your arteries at risk. Number 8. Vegetables in canned soup, the healthy imposter. Vegetable soup from a can might sound healthy, but flip the label and you'll often find a salt bomb hiding in plain sight. Even vegetable soup brands can contain 600, 900 milligallons of sodium per serving, over half your daily limit. Eat the whole can? You've just flooded your system with a tidal wave of salt, straining your heart and raising your blood pressure, a recipe for stroke over time. Better choices? Make your own soup. It's easier than you think, and you control the salt. If you must go canned, look for labels that say low sodium or no salt added. Don't let today's convenience cost you your long-term heart and brain health. 9. White potatoes, a triple threat in disguise. White potatoes might be a crowd favorite, but when they're fried, salted, and eaten frequently, they become a triple threat to your blood vessels. First, they're a high glycemic carb that spikes your blood sugar. Second, when deep fried in industrial oils, they soak up inflammatory trans fats. Third, they're usually coated in salt, which shoots up your blood pressure. A study in BMJ found that eating fries just 4 times a week can significantly raise your risk of hypertension, a key factor in stroke. Healthier alternative? Swap white potatoes for sweet potatoes, which are rich in antioxidants and have a gentler effect on blood sugar. Roast them with olive oil and sprinkle on rosemary or cinnamon for flavor and added benefits. Your taste buds stay happy and your blood vessels stay protected. Number 10. Glazed veggies, the dessert in disguise at holiday dinners. You think you're eating vegetables, but what you're really having is dessert in disguise. Sweet potato casserole, honey-glazed carrots, syrupy roasted squash. These festive favorites are often loaded with refined sugar. Sugar triggers insulin surges, stirs up inflammation in your arteries, and fuels insulin resistance, all of which pave the way toward stroke and brain decline. Let the natural sweetness of veggies speak for itself. Try roasted sweet potatoes with a dash of cinnamon. Not only does it enhance flavor, but it also helps stabilize blood sugar. A small shift, a big win for your brain, your heart, and your future. In the next video, I'll reveal 3 silent stroke signs that 90% of people over 60 miss. Recognizing them could save your life, or the life of someone you love. Don't miss it.